Hey guys, so one of the best things about being in Spain, besides that it's gorgeous here and I'm in Europe, because I never thought I would actually get a chance to travel Europe, let alone live here for 6 months, is that the Netflix here has Shadowhunters on it. And so thankfully I was able to catch up, because when it premiered last year I watched maybe the first 3 episodes, and then I got really caught up in my schoolwork and I wasn't able to continue watching it and making reviews on it. So now I have finished season 1 and I just finished the first half of season 2, because this season they've decided to split it up into 2 little chunks. So yeah, so I'm going to talk about the first half of season 2, which is episodes 1 through 10. And oh my god. I've been told, from what I've heard from other people, is that they got new writers for the show for this season. And honestly, I kind of like it. I think it's better off than it was the first season, so I'm really kind of excited. And if you haven't seen this season, you should probably not be watching this video. I'm just saying. With this season, they have taken quite a few steps to really separate themselves from the books. Number 1 being they killed Jocelyn. And I actually saw literally just that scene, it was the week before I left to come to Spain, and my dad had it on TV for some reason, and I walked into the room and I was watching and I was like, did what I just see actually just happen? And then I watched all of season 2 here, and it did, and I was like, what the fuck? That didn't happen in the book, but they did it in the show. And I was like, this has gotta be a bad dream or something. I don't understand. However, I'm kind of liking the changes they've made to the TV show from the books. I know a lot of people are kind of upset because oh well, it's based off the books and I want it to be like the books, it'd be great, and I would too, but it's kind of interesting to watch and explore the different plot lines that could have happened. So I think it was a very interesting move, and I'm kind of excited to see how the show carries on from here, and what elements of the book that they do bring into the show and what elements they change, because it'll be interesting. It's not bad. I've honestly, I really enjoyed season 2, and I can't wait to see what happens for the rest of season 2, which airs in June. Oh, it airs after I get home. Yes. Now, another thing about this season, if you watched my reviews for the first 3 episodes of season 1, I talked about how much Kat, I don't know how to say her last name, the girl that plays Clary, I talked about how much she annoyed me. She annoyed me non-stop. I didn't like her acting. I mean, it's not I didn't like her, I've never seen her in anything, but she just had something that annoyed the crap out of me, and I just couldn't past it. However, season 2, and actually going back and rewatching season 1, her acting really didn't bug me that much. I could see her as Clary. I think part of the problem is when I was initially watching it, I kept picturing Lily Collins as Clary because she played her in the movie, and I really love Lily Collins. She's one of my favorite actresses ever. So I think that's part of the reason. But Kat really didn't bug me that much, which I'm really happy about, because I think that also played into me being able to enjoy the show more than before. Just a few little tidbits about this season that were just kind of what? First off, I don't know if anybody else noticed this, but in episode 4, Simon is on the phone with Clary, and I believe Simon is in the boathouse out where the pack is, and Clary is in the institute. If you watch while Clary's on the phone with Simon, you can see her phone still ringing on the screen, and it's got the little red phone and the green phone, and you decide whichever one you want to do, and she's on the phone, and she's talking on the phone, and I'm you haven't even answered the phone. How can you be talking on the phone if you haven't even answered it? So am I the only one one that noticed that because it really bugged the crap out of me because I was like, seriously? You think they would like be paying attention to this and whatnot? Like, I don't know. I'm weird. I thought it was funny actually. Second thing, in the episodes where we get flashbacks of Jace and Alec and Izzy, like, these kids didn't even look like them, didn't even look relatively like them. Like, you would think if you're doing flashbacks and you need younger actors to play them, that you would pick actors that looked like them. Like, not exactly like them, because obviously that's not really gonna happen, but like close enough that like they could pass for it. And then also they have flashbacks to when they're like 16 and they're 18 in the show. Why didn't you just use the same actors? Like, you didn't need to get a brand new set of actors to play 2 years younger. There's an easy way to dress down the person and make them look younger. They do it all the time because the cast members are like in their mid-20s, I'm pretty sure, and they're passing for 18. Like, it's easy to dress them down, so like I don't understand why you went out of their way to like get another set of actors to play them as 2 years younger when you could have just used actors you already had and just dress them down. So one of the things like we kind of saw like in season 1 is when they do runes, you know, they fade over time and then you have to reactivate them. I remember like in like season 1 and maybe season 2 too, the runes are like a red color and then, you know, they slowly fade and then all of a sudden the runes are like black, but they don't fade at all. So I'm like, I thought runes were supposed to fade. Like, am I the only one that like thought that, or is that just like, I don't know. I don't even know why I said that. Also, we've got a demon possession in season 2, and you would think, being Shadowhunters and dealing with demons all the time, that they would have an anti-possession rune, which they don't. So obviously the Shadowhunters need to take a note from like Sanadine from Supernatural and make an anti-possession rune. Because if you did, things like this wouldn't happen. And if you had one, Jocelyn would still be alive. And you know what? It's all your fault. You should have had an anti-possession rune. Like, who works with demons and doesn't have an anti-possession rune? Like, what? You would think that would be like a necessity for their line of work, but no, obviously not. Another thing that just kind of irks me about the show is like, I enjoy it, I like the character, like I love the actors, I think they're doing really well putting it on, but I wish they would put more witty Jace in here, because like we do get Jace and we get snippets of him in different scenes in different episodes, and it's like, yes, that's the Jace we know and love, but I don't feel like we get enough of him, and it hurts my heart because I need that in my life. Like, I need witty, sarcastic Jace, and you know, I think honestly you'd have a lot more enjoyment in it if you remember to add those little like snippets in, because like that's what everybody loves. That's why everybody like loves Jace so much. I am definitely enjoying this and I cannot wait. Like I've already said, I cannot wait for the rest of the season. I really love that we get to see Alec and Clary start to build a friendship, and like obviously they're not going to be like the best of friends, but I really do enjoy getting to see them build this friendship and like try to work out their differences, especially after Jocelyn is killed by Alec, who was possessed by a demon at the time, and both of them dealing with it, like Clary dealing with her grief for losing her mom, and also like is visually seeing it that it was one of her friends that did it, even though, you know, he was under possession, and then Alec dealing with the guilt of killing her even though he wasn't in control of himself and he didn't even remember doing it. Like I really do like love to see it, and I really hope in the further episodes we do get to see more of their relationship build, because like they have, like, I think they're some of my like favorite scenes, is seeing the two of them together. One of the things that has really differed from the book too, besides, you know, they added a new character like Lydia, and I believe Aldertree isn't even in the book either. They've added these new characters, and then also they killed Jocelyn. I really like the way they portray Simon and Clary together, because in the season they obviously get together at the end, and I honestly really love them together. I mean, obviously we all know that her and Jace are made to be together, and it's gonna happen eventually. But in the books, when Clary and Jace found out that they were siblings, Clary, stepped back and I was like, okay, obviously this can't happen. And she started to date Simon. And in the books, it felt more like the only reason Clary was with Simon was because she had no other option. Like, obviously she's not with Jace, but you can't, date your brother. And so she just had Simon as a backup because she couldn't have who she really wanted. However, in the TV show, they really portray it more as Clary does have feelings for Simon. She's with Simon because he likes him, not because she can't be with Jace, and Simon's just the next best thing. So I really do enjoy that, especially, and you can really tell that they are like, she really does have feelings for him at the very end of episode 10, when Simon shows her that he's a daylighter, and they're out twirling in the sunlight and they're dancing and then they kiss, and it's so cute. And I really enjoy that it's not just Clary using Simon because she can't be with Jace, and it's an actual relationship. Also, I just want to say, I freaking love Magnus, and I just feel for him, and he's honestly one of my favorite characters in both the book and the TV show. When they capture Camille and he's talking to her and everything, and he brings up the issue that he can't have children, which is really, really sad. But obviously, Camille can have children because she creates vampires. It's just it made my heart hurt so much because he sees all these downworlders as these children. He takes them under his wing and he takes care of them. And I'm just I love you so much. And particularly him and Alec finally getting together, and I am so happy. I know I and the rest of the fandom ship them so freaking hard, and I just love it. And it's particularly the episode where Alec gets Magnus a gift, and it's just it's just a little something, it's nothing special, but the fact that Magnus is so touched by it just makes me so happy. It's just so freaking adorable, and I just can't wait to see more of them together. So we take another little leave from the books in here, and we get to see Isabel and Raphael begin to become a thing. And honestly, I was kind of iffy about it at first, but now I kind of like it, and it's I like that we're getting to see more of Raphael. I know he mentioned something about it in the books, but I haven't read the book since high school. And I know in the books he talks about when they bury Simon, he talks about how he was a Catholic, raised Catholic, and his family was very religious and all of this stuff. And so we get to see a little into his past, and I really like that when Isabel is there and they're cooking, and Raphael, talks about he makes food and takes it to this elderly home every Sunday, I think it is, and he opens up about his little sister lives there, and I just really loved it. And I feel really bad because obviously you can tell that he is starting to develop feelings for Izzy, and then it's all crushed and ruined in episode 10 because Izzy is finally making up her mind. She's trying to officially get off Yin Fang, which is basically vampire venom, because Aldertree's an asshole and he did it on purpose. And she has coming down from the high, and she's no, I don't have feelings for you, but obviously Raphael's I do. And then it's sad because he's so hurt and crushed when she leaves, and I kind of like them together, but then at the same time I'm but she deserves to be with Simon, Sizzy forever, let's just be real. But yeah, Aldertree. Okay, so now I'm on the topic of Aldertree. This guy, you could peg him from the first time he showed up that he was no good. He was just gonna fuck everything up, and he does. He just gets on my nerves so much, and I'm why the fuck are you still even there? And then of course he gets Izzy hooked up on vampire venom because he's a butthole, and he knew exactly what was gonna happen, and that's why he did it. And then of course we get when the Institute is being attacked. And him and Chase, I think it is, it's either Chase or Malik, they're up on the roof and they're like, oh, how do we shut down the power system? And he's like, oh, well, you see, that would be impossible unless you have the whatever algorithm and we can do it from the outside panel. And then they were talking, and then he starts talking about his like first love who ended up being a werewolf who like wolfed out and then he had to kill her. I'm like, what do you think you're doing? You're trying to make us like feel sorry for you and like you, and it's just not gonna happen because nobody likes you. Like, you're not gonna make me feel sorry for you by making up the story. And honestly, I feel like the story is complete bullshit. Like, I don't believe a word of it that you are saying, like, at all. So we are getting to the point where we're about to see Sebastian, and I cannot wait, because I don't know if I've ever said this. I think I may have said it in one of my like tag videos or something that I did, but Sebastian Morgenstern is probably one of my favorite villains in the entire world that I have ever read about, and we are about to see Sebastian, and I cannot wait because I'm like surprised he hasn't made an appearance yet. But at the very end of episode 10, we see somebody in a black jacket carrying the soul sword after it disappeared, and that's it. That's the end. That's the end of the episode, and then we don't get any more. And I swear it's gotta be Sebastian, because it's gonna open up in June. That first episode that airs in June is going to be start with Sebastian, and I am so excited to see it because, like I said, Sebastian is one of my favorite villains that I've ever read about, and I can't wait to see how he plays out on the screen so much. So overall, honestly, I really enjoyed season 2. I know they took some liberties and definitely changed things up from the book, but I honestly think it's kind of for the better, because the show is trying to branch out and make its own kind of franchise apart from the books. Like, obviously it's part of the books because it's based on the books, but they don't want everything to be exactly like the books, because I guess they want to give you more of like a new excitement and like adventure, and see and have things that you didn't know were coming. And so I honestly am like really excited for it. So yeah, let me know down below if you guys watched season 2, your thoughts and comments. Am I the only one that was really bugged by the phone thing in episode 4? Like, what are your predictions for the second half of season 2? What's gonna happen? How do you feel about them changing things from the books for the show and all of that? So yeah, let's talk down below. So that's gonna be it for this video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to give it a giant thumbs up and subscribe for more videos from me. I post new videos every Thursday, except for this one. This one's going up on a Monday because I just have to kind of get this up right away. And all of my social media links are down below if you want to friend me or follow me or whatevs. It's cool with me. Until then, I will see you in my next video.